Welcome to Rehab Online. In this video, we talk about procrastination. We've all been there. That looming deadline, the task we've been avoiding, the nagging feeling that we should be doing something else. This, my friends, is the familiar grip of procrastination. It's the act of delaying or postponing a task or set of tasks, despite knowing that doing so will likely have negative consequences. Procrastination isn't simply laziness or poor time management, it's a complex interplay of emotions, motivations, and even biological processes. We procrastinate for various reasons, from fear of failure to the allure of instant gratification. Understanding why we procrastinate is the first step to breaking free from its grasp. It's about recognizing the patterns, the triggers, and the underlying reasons behind our tendency to delay. Procrastination runs deeper than just wanting to watch another episode of your favorite show. It's a complex behavior that affects many aspects of our lives, often leading to stress and decreased productivity. But why do we procrastinate? And what are the underlying psychological factors at play? It often stems from a complex web of psychological factors that influence our behavior. These factors can vary from person to person, but they often include elements such as fear, anxiety, and self-doubt. Understanding these elements can help us address procrastination more effectively. Low self-esteem can fuel procrastination, as we might doubt our ability to complete the task successfully. When we don't believe in our capabilities, we tend to avoid tasks that challenge us, fearing that we will fail or not meet our own or others' expectations. This can lead to avoidance as a way to protect ourselves from potential failure and criticism. By putting off the task, we create a temporary shield against the negative emotions associated with failure. However, this avoidance only serves to increase our anxiety in the long run. The need for control can also play a role. By delaying a task, we maintain a sense of control over our lives, even if that control is illusory. This illusion of control can be comforting, but it often leads to a cycle of procrastination and stress. Fear of failure is a powerful motivator for procrastination. The thought of not meeting expectations can be paralyzing, leading us to put off tasks that we perceive as difficult or challenging. The anxiety and stress associated with potentially not meeting expectations can lead us to avoid the task altogether. This avoidance can create a vicious cycle where the more we procrastinate, the more anxious we become about the task. Procrastination often serves as a coping mechanism for anxiety. By putting off the task, we temporarily reduce the anxiety associated with it. However, this relief is short-lived and ultimately leads to increased anxiety as the deadline approaches. By putting off the task, we temporarily reduce the anxiety associated with it. This temporary relief can be addictive, leading us to procrastinate repeatedly. Each time we delay a task, we reinforce the habit of procrastination, making it harder to break free from the cycle. However, this relief is short-lived and ultimately leads to increased anxiety as the deadline approaches. The closer we get to the deadline, the more pressure we feel, and the more difficult it becomes to complete the task effectively. Understanding the psychology of procrastination can help us develop strategies to overcome it and improve our productivity and well-being. Procrastination isn't just a matter of willpower, it's also rooted in our brain chemistry. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for planning, decision-making, and impulse control, plays a crucial role in our tendency to procrastinate. When we face a task we perceive as unpleasant or overwhelming, the amygdala, our brain's emotional center, can hijack our rational prefrontal cortex. This leads to impulsive decision-making and a preference for immediate gratification over long-term rewards. Dopamine, the neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward, is another key player. When we engage in enjoyable activities instead of tackling our responsibilities, our brain releases dopamine, reinforcing the procrastination cycle. This creates a feedback loop that becomes difficult to break. Procrastination and addiction may seem like separate issues, but they share a common thread: the desire to avoid uncomfortable emotions. Both can create a cycle of avoidance that becomes increasingly difficult to break. In addiction, substances or behaviors provide temporary relief from stress, anxiety, or trauma. This relief, however, is fleeting and often leads to more significant problems down the line, including physical and mental health issues. Similarly, procrastination offers a temporary escape from the negative emotions associated with certain tasks. Whether it's the fear of failure, the pressure of deadlines, or the sheer overwhelm of the task at hand, procrastination provides a momentary respite. For individuals in recovery, procrastination can be a significant obstacle. The journey to recovery is fraught with emotional challenges, and the temptation to delay facing these emotions can be strong. The process of recovery requires facing challenging emotions and developing healthy coping mechanisms. This often involves confronting past traumas, dealing with current stressors, and learning new ways to manage emotions without resorting to addictive behaviors. Procrastination allows us to avoid these difficult emotions and behaviors necessary for lasting change. It can feel like a protective mechanism, shielding us from the immediate discomfort of facing our issues head-on. During recovery, the urge to procrastinate can be particularly strong. The tasks required for recovery, such as attending therapy sessions, engaging in self-care routines, and participating in support groups, can trigger significant anxiety and discomfort. The tasks associated with recovery, such as attending therapy sessions or engaging in self-care, can trigger anxiety and discomfort. This discomfort can lead to a cycle of procrastination, where the individual delays these essential activities, further hindering their progress. Procrastination provides a way to avoid these challenges, but it ultimately hinders the recovery journey. Overcoming procrastination is crucial for anyone in recovery, as it allows them to fully engage with the process and make meaningful progress towards healing and growth. Developing strategies to manage procrastination, such as breaking tasks into smaller steps, setting realistic goals, and seeking support from others, can make a significant difference in the recovery process. While procrastination might seem like a harmless way to avoid unpleasant tasks, it often has deeper implications that we might not immediately recognize. Its consequences can be far-reaching and pervasive, affecting not just our daily routines, but also our long-term goals and overall well-being. Chronic procrastination can significantly impede progress in various areas of life, particularly in the context of addiction recovery, where every step forward is crucial. The guilt and shame associated with procrastination can lead to a vicious cycle that is hard to break. When we procrastinate, we often feel a sense of failure and self-blame, which only exacerbates our stress and anxiety. As we continue to delay, we feel worse about ourselves, further fueling the procrastination cycle. This negative feedback loop can be incredibly damaging, making it increasingly difficult to take action and move forward. This negative self-perception can sabotage our efforts to make positive changes and maintain sobriety. When we view ourselves through a lens of failure and inadequacy, it becomes challenging to muster the motivation and confidence needed to pursue our goals. Procrastination can also create tension and conflict in our relationships. When we consistently let others down by not following through on commitments, it can strain our connections and erode trust. This can be particularly harmful in recovery where support systems are vital. When we fail to meet expectations, it not only disappoints those who rely on us but also diminishes our own sense of reliability and integrity. Over time, this can lead to a breakdown in communication and mutual understanding. This can lead to feelings of isolation and loneliness, which can be particularly detrimental during recovery. The sense of being alone in our struggles can make it harder to seek help and stay committed to the recovery process. It's essential to recognize these impacts and take proactive steps to address procrastination, fostering a healthier, more productive mindset. Overcoming procrastination is a journey that requires self-awareness, planning, and a commitment to change. The first step is to identify the underlying reasons behind your procrastination. Are you afraid of failing? Do you feel overwhelmed? Understanding the root cause can help you develop targeted strategies. Setting clear, specific, and achievable goals is crucial. Break down large tasks into smaller, more manageable chunks to make them less daunting. Establish realistic deadlines for each step to create a sense of urgency and accountability. Effective time management is essential. Use tools like calendars, to-do lists, and time-tracking apps to stay organized and on track. Schedule dedicated time for work and leisure activities to maintain a healthy balance and reduce the temptation to procrastinate. Thank you for watching this video. If you're struggling from addiction or someone you love, please visit www.apexastitionline.com and contact with us. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And most important, don't forget to share the video. Share the message.